Hey Soloists, Agent Solo, Matt Rice here. Welcome to another week of soloable board games on crowdfunding. And been a busy week for myself personally. So I've just picked out, there is a fair few on. I've picked out the ones that I've picked for the week that people might be interested in, a bit of a range. And I'm going to start with Terraria. Obviously, this one's going to go pretty well. It's a popular video game. Already got 4,688 backers for the board game itself. And it's going to be soloable and cooperative tabletop adventure for 1 to 4 intrepid Terrarians. Promises to be 2 hours long. The video game is for myself personally. I actually liked it, but then it just one of those games that ran a bit long, and I was like, oh, after a few hours of play, I got a bit over it. But maybe this might suit. Probably does suit more of a board game type feel. Let's have a look. We've got some components down here. Looks like it's card laying or tile laying as you explore around, perhaps. Interesting. You've got your own little player board here. So you build up your town up here, looks things, and the bosses might come up here, and you mine underneath. It's gonna be interesting. So it's promising deck building and dice combat. Yeah. We've got some nice graphics here. Dig, roll the dice for fight, explore the different cards. So cooperative game. So it looks like you're the meeples you're walking around. Okay. So these enemies are moving up and down. I wonder if there's a lot of admin with that management of trying to move the tokens around on your board. You better be careful not to knock the table, move all those things around. What do people say? The board game feels like Terraria. It's always an interesting thing when it comes from video game to board game, whether they capture that same feel and if it's going to be as good on tabletop version as it is on the video game. Kind of what's in the box. There's nothing specifically solo play. I wonder if you can play true solo or you have to control all 4 characters. I don't know. Looks like you got like a clear sleeve to put over the top of your armor and stuff. That's kind of cool. Plenty of cards. It looks like 167. Maybe chess cards. 162 enemy tokens. Wow. This is by Paper Fort Games. I'm just curious. That's in pounds. That's in British. Gold pledge is £62. Hellstone pledge almost £119. That's it. Curious. It's a pledge level, social goals, and there's a how to play right at the bottom. There we go. Choose any of the 4 objective chains. Dig, fight, build, and explore. You attempt to complete. To win, finish them before time. And, feeling brave, you can attempt to defeat Wall of Flesh, the hardest boss of the game. But it's like a modular type game, I guess, what you want to do, the objectives for the game. Generate a hidden mini map. And you flip them over to see what's going on in your map, okay. My only worry with this is there too many components to keep track of? Perhaps. There's some videos done underneath. Mark Dainty's got one for their solo guys. The shipping. Shipping's pretty good for Australia, actually. All right, next one. Not a personal favorite of mine, but Oath has a new expansion. It's doing pretty well. 565,000 pledge. Another one's doing very, very, very well. And had a very successful previous campaign as well. So it's a well-known board game. Patrick Leder. So it's $40 for Clockwork Anniversaries. New financials $50. All the new stuff $90. All in $199. Bonus content if you pledge now. Add-ons. Return to Oath. So there's 2 new expansions. Developing lineages. I don't know the game too well, to be honest. I'm not sure if they're going to do it how to play since this is already. Oh, that's clear sleeves. Yeah. New way to play solo. There we go. Explore a brand new fully featured settlement adapts you to as you play it. Based on adversaries that will follow you from generation to generation. You attempt to guide the course of history. That sounds interesting. This is designed by Ricky Royal, Liz Davison. Nice work. So those 2 guys. I'm sure it's pretty good guys. Ricky Royal, remember watching a long, long time ago for Mage Night. And Liz Davison does a lot of solo reviews and playthroughs. Solitaire modes for John Company packs me, yeah. Cool. So that makes it very interesting. You guys? Lovely stuff. Getting stretch goals are timed stretch goals. Here we go, New Oath. That kind of plays. Has won a lot of rewards. Show up and sit down. They're a very popular channel. If you don't know them already. I think give me a good idea how the game really plays. But I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there. The originals are there already. Check out myself. I'm not sure. It's curious. Anyway, next one I've got is Micro Moonshine. It kind of reminds me of Distilled. It's on Gamefound. And I think it's more designed for like 2 to 4 players, but there's a solo mode. €25 for the base pledge. It's pretty good. Hence why it's Micro Moonshine. It does give me that Distilled vibe, like you drawing out these cards, these people that can help you with your empire, but it has a bit more of a 20s theme or something. It looks like here. Part of the micro game set. There's card drafting unit, solo mode. Rival Don Mechanico to become the boss of the city. Couldn't forget about creating a fun and compelling solo experience in Micro Moonshine with just 10 easy to use ultimate cards. Embark on a solo game experience that will keep you engaged and challenge time and time again. Okay. So the solo mode's different to the normal game. Looks like there's an Ultima. How to play? Let's go to that. Draft workers and pay for them. And they give you a special ability. Or you can always take a bootlegger for free. Pick 2 ingredients from the market. Use your workers to go to city locations. Oh yeah, so it's worker placement, resource trading building. Use a worker's special action. Once you have fulfilled contracts to gain points. If you fill those contracts, you gain points. Okay, so imagine the Ultimate will try and steal certain cards from you, things like that. Learn to play has got to play through. Cool. Let's move on. We're going to Shrinkopolis is the next one I've got here. By most points win. This one's straight 1 to 4 players. Promises only 35 minutes. Quite small. Another €25 game for the base pledge. Giant living room. Tile placement game. Right. 1 to 4 players. The game isn't language dependent. Build your own polis. So I think there's that, was it Megalopolis game, I think? Metropolis? I get confused. I heard of these before. Resource scarce. Always count resources wisely kept to use them at perfect time. Gain resource tools after placing cards into your city. Yeah, that's Denica. Let me show too much more. Solo mode, how to play. Pick your cards. There's like a set you can choose cards. Expand your city. Right. Build other commodities. So use dice placement to build things. Use tools for advantage. So you flip them over to move your dice around. Depends on solo mode. Also offers a robust solo that's easy to operate. There's even a scalable difficulty system. That's good. Replayability. Danica's got a solo overview, which is nice for her. Cool. I wouldn't mind a bit more detail how it really plays, but yeah, I mean that's a nice little game there you can pick up. All right, let's get moving on. So we've got All Time Wrestling's back again. Rumble in Abu Dubai, that's the new expansion. Banning Nick Aldis, Sergeant Slaughter. Don't know who JYD is. Why is that coming? Yeah, there's a search for me. 128 backers, so it's above its pledge level. It's not going great. It does say 2 to 4 players here, but I think there was a solo mode in one of the games, if I recall. Yeah, and you got to be into your wrestling, which I am. This game, it's more like a card, from what I said before, like a card dueling game. There's like an automaton that runs the cards. So you play like certain cards with his stamina and health. You need certain stamina, but Never played, never really got into it. I've seen playthroughs of it, didn't quite tickle my fancy as much as I wanted to for a wrestling game. 2-player single matches. Not doing a good job of explaining how to play 2-player games. Hmm. Wonderful Edition. One replayable solo campaign. There we go. So there is a solo campaign in there, but it's from Catione Arts. Rumble Edition, $49. $700 for the Rumble Deluxe, which is all the new stuff. Looks things. Gold. New back catch up, get everything. $249 if you're keen. Create your own wrestler for 1,000 if you're really keen. All right, let's move on. Thorgal the card game. It's been out for a while. Now I've been told it's got a solo mode put in it stretch goals. I've played with the Thorgal board game from Portal. I've seen this pop up, but as soon as I saw that it was 2 to 4, I was like, oh, not happening. €39 base game. Apparently solo mode somewhere mentioned. Card game. Stretch goals. Solo mode. Single player variant and themed challenges. So it's probably not quite the same as the normal game, but it might be some little scenarios or challenges that you do with it. But it looks curious. Like I say, how to play. No, which got videos. You can see from the cards like little resource symbols and skills looks and things. There we go. Choose one of 4 factions from the world, each with their own unique strengths and strategies. Okay, you don't know what any of the symbols mean. Capture locations. Right, so it's like a Warhammer Conquest style. Or prevent you from doing so. Okay. Moving on. We got Cohors Cthulhu Tactics by Modifius Entertainment. Solo co-op adventure war game. So Modifius have done like Fallout, I think Fallout Miniatures game and Elder Scrolls, I think, as well. So the 308 backers in this one, so not too many, but still under funding. Not quite there. Might be kind of expensive, much for a miniature game. It gives you the 3D prints for £30, £60, £100, £130, £150 for everything. Oh god. Yeah, dear. I don't know how this really plays. Is it like a RPG thing? Free playable prologue is downloadable. It's a tabletop simulator mod if you want to give it a try. Rulebook and so you get a rulebook and a prologue. Is it more like a game book sort of thing, but a war game? I don't know. A bit confused how this works. Nothing saying how it plays. All right, moving on. Last few to go. This one here is Puppets in High Places. 56 backers. It's still yet to fund. Subsurface Games. Canadian. What's that? $34 Canadian for that. $69 for the game's combo. Set in the same fantastical noir Prohibition era. Another Prohibition top game. Solo game. Puppets and High Places can be played with an Ultima. Okay. Let's play streets. What we got here? You drive around your sick car. Play something, you gain something. And you get those 2 things. Or you can do this middle thing. Moving dice around. Okay, that's interesting. This dice movement thing. I wonder what that does. That's an interesting. I'm already picturing in my head what that kind of means. Interesting. Influence the VIPs, and then you gain it. And then shot and not as high. Okay. Interesting. There's a bit of looks like there's a bit of tactics in this game. Curious. Very curious. Surprised it's not doing better than it looks. I guess some people. What is it? Is it only it's first created? Two created. Yeah, interesting. The bad egg. 3 to 4 nest falls a crowd. 13 backers needs a little more funding to help out that one. We got $39 for one copy for local pickup, $42 for the bad egg. Okay, we've got here. Hidden eggs, play roll and place dice. Okay, you roll and you place dice. I'm competing to gather nest eggs, fortified eggs. Match egg toss for full nests. Okay, so you're trying to grab the same type. You get points. You have little reward extra points cards. They're probably personal ones, I imagine. There's a solo play that's separate to 2 to 6 players. So again, another game where the solo play is probably a little bit different. Single player solo play. Someone's is that a playthrough of that? Might have to check that one out. Wouldn't mind more idea in that page of like how it really plays. But yeah, surprised it doesn't get too much. I mean, I guess there's a lot of games to compete against. And the last one I got for the week is Mysticana Foundation deck from Button Shot game. Another Button Shot game. 1,000 backers just hit not long ago. Button Shot does very well. These little games. Solo and multiplayer options starts at $12. Excellent. 3 core game, 2 expansion games. An 18 card deck that includes multiple core games using just the base cards. Right. Anyway, I'm not sure how that goes, guys, but that might do us. Crush your gaming first. Thanks a lot.